Hello and welcome to the Global Heart Stream Meditation. I'm your host, Gabriel Gonsalves, broadcasting live on this beautiful and very hot 24th of July. Welcome to everyone who's here live with us today. I'd love it if you could just mention where you are watching from so I can give you a shout out a little bit later. And today we are talking about probably one of my favorite topics on this journey of heart intelligence and emotional healing, which is the three layers of the heart. This is something that becomes very important to understand, especially as you move into what I call the stage of the heart warrior, which is the third stage along the path of heart mastery. This is when you have, after having had your heart closed for a while due to either living too much out of your head or being disconnected from your own emotional body, you initiate the journey of heart awakening, experiencing a deeper connection with yourself and with others. And then as the light of love begins to get inside of your heart, at that same time, a lot of the darkness and the wounds and the pain and the shadows begin to come up. And this becomes the central area or battleground, I would say, of the heart warrior. So understanding these three layers is super important. When I first began learning about heart intelligence, and when I first started really taking a deep dive into what it meant to follow your heart, to live from your heart, one of the first things I discovered was that the heart had gained a very bad rap. There's a lot of people that would say, "Oh, I will never follow my heart again because my heart is just getting me into trouble," or "My heart told me that this person was my soulmate or my twin flame, and so after 2 years it didn't work out. It brought so much pain. I'm never following my heart again. I'm never going to do this." And I don't blame them, because one of the things that most of us fail to learn at the very beginning is that more often than not, what most people call the heart is not the real true heart. Is what I call the superficial heart. It's the outermost external layer of the heart, often made up of all the layers of programming that you have built. And I would like to refer, or I often like to refer to this layer as the false heart. So let me tell you what the three layers of the heart are. The first layer, as I was just saying just now, is what I call the superficial heart. I also call this the feeling of your thinking. This is your intellect. This is your ego mind impersonating your heart, pretending to be the heart. All right. So think of it as we operate at any given time in two channels of perception. Channel one, normally associated with the left brain, is the channel of logic, thinking, ideas. And channel right is the channel of, or channel two rather, is a channel associated with the right brain, is a channel of emotion, intuition, or connection with the senses, with the non-linear. Okay. And so what happens is this is channel one impersonating channel two. All right. So as we have thoughts about, oh, this is what a soulmate is, and we have these deep desires to connect with somebody, we may then project all this thinking towards somebody, and then we decide, oh, they're my soulmate, they're my twin flame. But it's not really coming from the deepest layer of the heart. It's really still coming from an aspect of you. Again, you can call it your intellect, your ego, that is impersonating the heart. All right. This is one of the things, one of the mistakes a lot of people also make when they're new to this work. They have a belief that your heart is your emotions, and that could not be further from the truth. And primarily because the majority of emotions that we feel are the result of our thinking, or they are a result of past trauma, unconscious responses, or simply just programming. Just like we have mental programming, we also have emotional programmings, many of them which we actually learn very early in our childhood. And as I was saying just now, they were shaped by trauma. So you cannot rely on this external, superficial heart. The next layer is the layer of suppress, repress, or emotional energy that has been blocked, that was never really allowed to be felt. And this is what Dr. Bradley Nielsen, the author of The Emotion Code, refers to as the heart wall. So think of it as your unconscious mind, in order to protect the core of the heart, that pure core of innocence, purity, unconditional love, races or builds this electromagnetic wall around your heart in order to protect you, to keep you safe. And what was ultimately or initially designed to protect your heart from further trauma, from every time that you were betrayed or felt abandoned or hurt by somebody else, ends up becoming then what is actually keeping you from connecting from your true wisdom, inner wisdom, from your inner source of core of or inner core of unconditional love, your inner source of love, wisdom, power. All right, which is the third layer. All right, there, beyond that wall, there is we can now refer to as the true heart. It's the core, as I was just saying now, of unconditional love, purity, innocence, representing your divine essence. You oftentimes hear me refer to this as the Christ self, or your Buddha nature, or your spiritual self, higher self. All right. I don't really care what you call it, as long as you summon it, you align with it, and you begin to energize it. Okay. And so, again, we have then these three layers to the heart. At the core, at the center, we have the true heart. All right. This is what is symbolized also as the sacred heart of Christ. You too have a sacred heart. Why do I know that? Well, because God only makes sacred hearts, right? Now, around that heart, there is often, for the majority of people, a layer of blocked emotional energy made out of all the emotions that you never gave yourself permission to deeply feel, welcome, and allow. And therefore, it was repressed and it was suppressed. And it creates literally a wall that keeps you from accessing this inner core. And then superficially, then we have the superficial heart, which is made out of a lot of egoic or programs, mental and emotional programs, and is primarily the result of your thinking. So when we do any kind of spiritual work, what we're really doing is we are appealing to this central core, to the pure heart, to the true heart. One of the things that I discovered when I first started practicing heart center meditation, specifically heart rhythm meditation, the very first practice that I learned were the techniques that are taught by Puran and Suzanne Baer, the founders of the I Am Institute of Applied Meditation on the Heart. And one of the things I noticed that as I started energizing the core of my heart, I started to feel a tremendous amount of pain around my heart. And sometimes this pain, if I got very relaxed and got very quiet, would bring up certain memories from events in my childhood. And this is really what is happening as you begin to connect and energize the core. All these unmet emotions, all these emotions that were repressed, that were disowned, begin to slowly, by the power and the force of the alchemy of love of the pure heart, begin to slowly become awake and active, and literally they come up so that the light of the heart can shine upon them. So at that moment, what you're really feeling is those aspects of your heart, or those areas within your energetic heart and emotional heart, where the emotions were blocked, where at some point in your life your unconscious mind decided, you know what, Gabriel is not going to be able to survive through this trauma, so I'm going to keep him from feeling this pain, from feeling from this hurt, this feeling of abandonment. And so the emotion then was repressed. And so as you start to move into the heart, the importance of owning those emotions will determine, yeah, your ability to ultimately heal and restore the sacred space within the heart. Now, Dr. Bradley Nielsen uses kinesiology, or applied kinesiology, and muscle testing and the power of magnets to dissolve this layer around the heart. And so, any of you guys who may be interested in reading more about this, I highly recommend that you either buy his book, The Emotion Code, and read the section on the heart wall, or that you work with a certified emotion code practitioner. There's somebody that I can recommend. His name is Emmanuel Ceballos. He's quite active on YouTube, and he works with a lot of people's hearts, helping them dissolve the energetic wall around their hearts. And the results can be really deeply transformative. One of the reasons why you want to remove the energetic wall around your heart is because it keeps your heart center, your heart chakra from properly distributing its energy throughout the body. So think of, if you have a light bulb, and then that light bulb is covered with dust and with garbage, and cobwebs and other things. What's going to happen? The light of the heart is not going to be able to shine. All right. But as you begin to peel off all these things that are covering the light, what happens? Then suddenly there is greater flow of emotional energy through the body. Suddenly there's more energy, or your immune system is a lot stronger. Your heartbeat returns to its natural rhythm. And suddenly you feel more connected to yourself. You feel more connected to your own divinity. You're feeling more connected to others. You feel more connected to animals, to plants, to the earth, and to the totality. Don't forget that your heart is ultimately the organ of connection. Okay. And so, as someone who's made the conscious choice to walk the path of heart mastery and awaken to their heart's love, wisdom, and power, just keep in mind this three layers of the heart, remembering again that more often than not, when you're very disconnected from your heart, what you're really tapping into is this false heart that loves to impersonate the heart, because deep down, it doesn't trust the heart. All right. But here's the thing: the heart as an organ is the first organ that develops in the human fetus. It sets up the entire rhythm of the body before there's even a brain. And so every time that we choose to connect and breathe into the heart using this very powerful, simple technique that we use here every week, and you see me use in all my guided meditations, which is focusing on the heart, breathing into the heart, or and activating these feelings of gratitude, appreciation, care, compassion, or unconditional love, also known as heart math quick coherence. Every time that you do that, you are in essence energizing the core of the heart. And this is the main reason why, if you've ever done any of my courses, I often refer to this practice as energizing the heart. I don't like to normally call it heart coherence or even heart rhythm meditation, because I like to give it a name that describes what it is that we're actually doing. What we're doing is we're energizing this core of the heart. As you do that, you become emotionally stronger, more resilient. You begin to see deep improvements beginning to happen in all areas of your lives. And simply because you're really energizing your energetic center. Okay. And so this is what we do. Now, the bigger difference, and this is what makes my work different from the work of heart math and many other people that just teach the heart coherence technique by itself, is that because I understand that we have a physical heart, an emotional heart, an energetic and a spiritual heart, I am aware that there is a central heart. I call this the heart of God, the heart of divinity, the heart of the eternal heart of God is one of my favorite names, just the eternal heart. Some people call this the central sun and refer to this as the central sun of the galaxy or the universe or the cosmos. Again, I don't care what you call it. The important thing is that you set the intention to unify your heart and connect your heart to that heart so that as we inhale into the heart, as we activate these feelings and emotion of care, gratitude, compassion, and appreciation, we're doing it in perfect union with the heart of divinity. Okay. And so when we do that, we are moving beyond our central, our individual, personal, psychic energy, and we're literally working with the energy that emanates directly through the heart of God. All right, this is one of the reasons why I do so many guided meditations, for example, that focus on the Sacred Heart of Christ. As you know, the Christ represents a living example of a human being who claimed the divine sonship and fully embodied this concept or idea of sonship. And so the moment Christ did that, he became the intermediary. He became the example. He became our brother in whose path or whose way we follow. And so we appeal to him to help us bridge the gap between the heart of divinity. This is what I believe he meant when he said, only through the Father, only through me can you come to the Father. So I want you to think of this as we do this guided meditation, that by unifying and connecting with the heart of Christ, we're also then unifying and connecting with the heart of the Father. All right. This is what we're doing week after week, week after week. And this is why this work is so important. This is why it's so healing. And this is why it's so incredibly transformative. All right. So, with that, as a little bit of an introduction and hopefully bringing greater clarity to what not only what the path of heart mastery is, but also to these three different aspects of the heart. Let's go ahead and then begin our guided meditation. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be keeping it very simple. And what I'll be doing is guiding you through a very brief process just to become more embodied, to become more present to yourself, to your physical sensations, so that you can feel more alive and juicing in your own body. And then from there, we're going to then use the power of our intention, our creative imagination, to connect and unify our hearts to the heart of divinity. And then once we do that, we are then going to spend the rest of our time together energizing the core of the heart. And if at any time while we're doing this, you begin to feel that all memories of past hurts, trauma begins to come to the surface. Okay, now you understand why this is happening. Okay, this is happening again because as the core of the heart, as the true heart begins to shine its light upon all the shadows, all the darkness, all the blocked emotional energies, at that moment, we are begin to feel all those old emotions that were not felt at that time. So for them to be transmuted, for them to be fully released, you have to give yourself permission to feel it. So what do you do at that time? Well, you welcome the discomfort, you welcome the pain, you welcome any memories that may be associated to an experience, but you continue to breathe in and out of the heart. And you're going to notice that as you do this, your heart center expands and your capacity to dissolve and transmute all these negative emotions actually increases over time. And this is really important. Okay, so let us go ahead and begin. Give yourself a few moments now to drop into the body and allow your body to simply relax as you close your eyes and bring your awareness to your thinking mind. All we're going to do is just simply observe the thoughts that your mind is generating moment to moment. We are observing our thoughts in the same way in which you would observe people walking in a mall. We don't engage the thoughts. We're not trying to stop the thinking. I find in my own reality that that's an impossibility. The mind is creative by nature and is constantly creating thoughts after thoughts. So all we do is simply observe the creation of the mind, which is designed to think. Welcoming and allowing the thoughts. And now bringing our attention to the physical body. We do this by simply observing all that is moving through our awareness as physical sensations. So observe, for example, the shapes, the colors, and the forms that, even though your eyes are closed, you can still become aware of those little luminosities and shadows. Notice any smells, the taste in your mouth, the sound of my voice, the sound of your breathing, the sound in the space that surrounds you, welcoming it all. Noticing also all that you can perceive through your sense of touch and through the skin. Feel the temperature of the room, the temperature in your body. Simply observing it, being the witness to it all. Now bring your awareness to the dimension of feelings at the level of the emotions and simply notice how you're feeling right now, this moment. It's almost like checking in with yourself and asking yourself, what am I feeling right now, this moment? And as you ask yourself this question, just observe. Is there a name of that emotion or that feeling that you're feeling right now? What are some of the physical sensations that are part of it? And then just observe it, welcome it without trying to change it. Next, we go even deeper. This is how we start to move into the core of the heart, the energetic core. Would you now pay attention to the energy, the vibration, or the power behind that feeling or emotion. Every feeling, every emotion emanates out of an energetic attractor field. So feel into the energy. Almost in the same way in which you could put your hand over a car after you turn the switch on, and then you could feel the heat inside the car and the vibration of the engine. This is what we're doing. We're feeling into the energy, that hum. This energy is primarily being generated in your heart. Remember, your heart generates the largest electromagnetic field. So just feel into that energy, that power. And as you do that, let go of the name you gave this feeling, this emotion, and then just feel into the vibration, the energy, and the power. Notice the quality of it. And take a moment now to feel gratitude also for this energy. For this energy is not only the energy that powers your life, but is also your connecting point to the energy that is creating your life moment to moment. This is your connecting point to the present moment, to the here and now, and to the only place where God exists. Ours is a living God. We call it the presence because it's always present, here and now. That's why in the Hebrew Bible, when asked his name, its reply was, I am that I am. Feel gratitude for this divine presence that powers your life. Feel gratitude also for yourself and your willingness to come into this space here today for the purpose of establishing a deeper connection with your heart. Being now more fully present in our bodies, being now more aware of the energy that emanates from the center of our being. We now take a moment to unify and connect our hearts to the heart of divinity. And we do this by placing a hand over the heart, if you haven't already done so. And we imagine that there is a laser beam or an energetic cord that connects your heart to the heart of God, the eternal heart, the central sun, the heart of Christ, the heart of Mother Mary, the heart of the archangels, whoever you want to call forth to be that connecting point to the heart of the loving intelligence that governs the cosmos. And as you see and feel this connection, please repeat this simple affirmation with me. I live in the heart of God. The heart of God lives in me. Together, they combine into one. I am one with the heart of God. Now, please begin to breathe into your heart, consciously directing your breath, which is the energy of life itself. The word spirit from Latin means breath. So we draw the spiritual energy that emanates directly from the source and we direct it there to the heart behind the heart. to the true heart. Breathing nice and slow, breathing nice and deep, and breathing nice and evenly so that the inhale and the exhale are approximately the same length. Feeling this connection, knowing that this connection is real. And that right here and right now, with every breath that you're taking into your heart, the love, the wisdom, the power of the Godhead is now flowing from the eternal heart of God into your heart, expanding your true heart, expanding your capacity to access your inner guidance systems, greater intuition, the power to create deep, meaningful changes in your areas of your life, accessing the power that can heal and restore your physical body, your mental body, your finances, your relationships. And then as you breathe in and out of the heart, you can allow life now to take care of itself. As you continue to breathe in and out of the heart. Think of it as when we take our cars to be either recharge or to be refuel. We stop the car and then we put in the hose and then we fill our tank. So see your heart is now connected to a proverbial hose or light that is now allowing the fuel that emanates from a higher source now to fill you. And then as you feel the energy of the divine entering your body, allow it to flow. Let it flow down into your stomach, your intestines, your pancreas. Let it flow through the lungs, out the arms, down to the legs, up to the head. See the energy of life itself emanating from the central heart of God, filling the totality of your being. Imagine for a moment now that the light that emanates directly from the heart of God is now filling every atom, every cell, every organ of your being. Restoring the harmony, bringing healing, re-energizing and revitalizing the totality of your being. And as you feel it in, feel gratitude and appreciation for this life force. Feel gratitude and appreciation for this harmonizing light. Light of love that nurtures, cares for, heals and supports all of life. Light of wisdom that brings a higher understanding and new perspectives. The light that powers your heart and that is now powering all the organs, all the systems in your body. Feel gratitude, feel appreciation. As you continue to breathe in and out of the heart, feeling gratitude and appreciation at the center of your being, allow me to speak the following prayer on your behalf. Dear God, our Heavenly Father and Divine Mother, cosmic intelligence, in whom we live, breathe, and have our being. In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, I appeal to your pure heart, and I ask that you fill each of our hearts with the pure light of love. And this light shines in all the places within our hearts that need healing. May it shine upon our heart walls and dissolve all blocked, repressed, or suppressed emotional energy from past traumas. The light of forgiveness, the light of understanding may help us fully release and dissolve all of that which no longer serves us and which is keeping our heart from being vehicles of your pure love. May your light of love, forgiveness, and understanding shine as brightly as heaven's law will allow in the hearts of everyone who's here today. May it shine upon the heart of Sky, of Jacqueline, Janet, Mary, Veronica, Leela, Irish, and everyone else who might be watching this replay. May this light open our eyes to a new understanding. May this light open our eyes to welcoming miracles in all areas of our lives. Miracles of healing, miracles of forgiveness, miracles of prosperity, financial abundance, all kinds of miracles that become available when the energy of unconditional love becomes the primary vibration of our hearts. May our hearts unified in one heart in Christ now radiate a powerful field of healing and compassion that helps ease and alleviate the suffering of all sentient beings. And may this all be done for thy glory and only thy glory, O God. As an expression of your love for humanity and your children, and for the highest good of all creation. We ask for this, knowing that it is done in Jesus' name. And so it is. Amen. For the next few moments, see, feel, and imagine now this radiance emanating from your heart, going out to your friends and your families, to your spouse, to your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, those people, you know who they are, that are closest to you. See it flowing out to your family, to your friends, to your clients, to your students, to people in your neighborhood. See it going out to everyone in this world. feeling gratitude and appreciation for being of service, being a channel of this love. Feeling gratitude and appreciation for the healing that is happening even now in your heart, for the transmutation of all wounds, all traumas, and for the liberation of your heart and the heart of humanity from the prison of our own minds, and from the prison also of mental and emotional programs that are part of our social construct. Declaring ourselves and our hearts now fully sovereign and independent, perfect vehicles of the love of God, perfect vehicles of the compassion that emanates from the source, perfect vehicles of the souls of the source, a wellspring, a well-being. Knowing that this very simple process is now helping co-create a world that works for everyone, a work where there is greater justice, equality, truth, and harmony. Gently, you may begin now to slowly open your eyes and once again becoming fully aware of the physical reality that surrounds you, remembering that within what we call our heart, there are 3 layers. The superficial layer that I often call the false heart. It's made out of your thinking, your programs. That's not your true heart. Next, there is a wall of suppressed emotional energy, trauma, shadows. That is what needs to be ultimately surrendered, dissolved, and released so that we can become greater vehicles of the divine. And then there is the true heart, our core of unconditional love, purity, innocence that represents our divine essence, our holy Christ self, our Buddha nature, our Atman presence. The part of us that is always at one and connected to the love, the wisdom, and the power of God. And that this very simple practice of bringing the attention into the body, becoming present to the energy of our hearts, and then unifying our hearts to the heart of divinity and beginning to energize the heart. This very simple practice begins to strengthen the core. And as the core becomes stronger, guess what happens? You become stronger. You become more loving. You become more compassionate. You begin to have access to greater wisdom, understanding. Your memory improves. You feel better. You sleep better at night. Your relationships improve. You welcome more money, more abundance, more ideas that will prosper you. And not only that, You begin to exude an energetic field that nurtures and supports everyone who participates in it. All right. And so every time that you're doing this work, you're doing it not only for your own healing, but you're also doing it because it is impacting the energy of the people, the animals, and all the things that surround you. That's how powerful your heart energy is. There's some comments I want to share. Irish wrote, I was just in a meeting with a young person talking about this very thing. Is okay if I send them this gaps? Of course. Share away, Irish, with as many people as you can. Mary says, what a powerful meditation. I am one with the heart of God. Yes, always, always. Janet says, heart mastery is my life practice. I'm blessed to be chosen divinely for my path. Yes, very true. Let me see if there are any questions. No. Okay. All right, my beautiful friends. That's it for this week. I hope you're walking away feeling re-energized, more connected to yourself, and that you take this feeling, this grounding, this deeper connection now into your next activity, into your next meeting, into your next conversation. And remembering that these guided meditations are saved here in my YouTube channel, and you can access them at any time during the week. And as I suggested to Irish, if there's somebody in your life that you think or feel that would really benefit from listening to this message and these guided meditations, then obviously please share this channel and share these meditations with them. Please take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all of my love from my heart to yours. Until next time, bye-bye for now.